12:12. I guess I'm a few minutes late. Are you ready for lunch? Is that why you're here? Good Friday afternoon, YouTube. My name is Will. The little one here is Lotus. The bigger one is Enzo. And it is lunchtime, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to discuss a few things regarding our pups and what they eat. I want to discuss the brand of food that we use, flavors and how we mix it up, and do some things with the food there. Some supplements and different sorts, the quantity of food that they get, and the number of meals per day. Lotus, what are you doing? Oh, go boy, go pee pee, Enzo. I almost sprayed you. Yeah, I know, you're gonna show me where it was. That's all well and good, I already knew that though. I should have actually done this yesterday because we just got a new shipment. This is the salmon bag, but this is Gentle Giant's dog food. We get a bag of salmon. It only comes in one size, I believe. And then we get a larger bag of chicken. This is 33 pounds. I think the salmon's like 18 pounds. I'm pretty certain those are the only two flavors they make. In fact, there's the Chewy box that has not been broken down yet. Now, we used to feed them Royal Canin. We switched to Gentle Giants after hearing about their story being geared more towards larger breeds and some of the success they were having with their larger breed dogs living well into their teens and even 20s. So we decided to give it a try. Turns out the pups love it, especially Enzo. They do still occasionally get Royal Canin, the veterinarian blend, if needed. Lotus had that recently, like after his surgery. So what we do is we've got a couple dispensers here. Pup food, Rally Cat food. So we put them both in here. We kind of messed up the mixture on this one, so I'm slowly moving them back over. But we slowly mix in the salmon with the larger bag of chicken, so that way it's just kind of all mixed in together. I know, I'm gonna feed you guys, I promise. They're like, why are you teasing us with all this food stuff? All right, how about we pause filming and get your food? Deal? Deal? Okay. All right, so this is their water bowls that stay downstairs all the time. As you can see, probably it is a mess because Lotus has not quite mastered drinking without making a mess. We need to buy a third so that I don't have to do this every day. I clean this off and then we take it to wherever they're eating that day. Today they're gonna eat upstairs because I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna make my own lunch. Consistency is extremely important with pups. So while they do sometimes eat upstairs and sometimes eat downstairs, they always eat in the same locations. So if we eat upstairs, this is Lotus's tray. Enzo's tray is here. If they eat downstairs, they have set locations. So they're always eating in one of two spots, and it's always the same spot each. They never switch, they never trade or anything like that. We never let that happen. Almost permanently always in the sink because, as we'll get to in a minute, they get multiple feedings a day. So when I clean them, I just tip them in the sink and let them dry, and they're usually dry by the next meal time. I don't need assistance. Now this is lunch, so we're just getting one cup right now. And see, Enzo knows. He checks it out, but he knows that's not his. Lotus, you gonna eat? Lotus is finicky sometimes. I guess because the camera's on, he's decided he's going to eat. Oftentimes he'll like kind of wait around till Enzo eats and then he'll eat, but I don't know. I guess he's hungry today. What we have in here is Dasaquin. They each get one of these supplements per day. I generally give that to them in their breakfast. Then we also do an omega-3 fish oil, 4 squirts each. Generally do 2 with breakfast and 2 with their dinner or last meal of the day. Now, since this is a lunch meal, I keep these simple during the day. We don't do any of the supplements, any soft food, or any fish oil, anything like that, any medication, unless there's a medication that's multiple, like more than twice a day. We also don't do during lunch feedings because I'm generally working and that's throughout the day, so it's just easier for me to do the simple meals during the day. Wow, Enzo, you done? Yeah. The other thing I didn't mention, I don't think, is the soft food. So we use Gentle Giants again. And this is salmon. They have chicken, which they've had and they're okay with. They've had the turkey as well, which they seem to like a little less than the chicken, but they kind of seem to like the same and the best. And ultimately, kind of just want to be consistent. Anyways, I just bought them a couple cans each to kind of try, and then one time like they were out of stock, so we had to try a different one. But assuming all is good, we stick with the salmon right now. We mix this, so when it's unopened, they can stay in the cabinet. But once they're open, we keep them in the fridge, and got the little lids for them. I don't mix a whole lot. It spreads really well too, but I don't know how well you can tell that. That is at least dinner last night and breakfast this morning. Might even be breakfast yesterday morning too. There's at least 2, if not 3 meals taken out of this already with 2 pups. So really that's 4 to 6 meals. So they last us, a case, which is 12, lasts us a little more than 3 weeks, about a month. So yeah, I just love the soft food. Enzo's actually the reason that we do the soft food, because when he was a pup, he was a little finicky. So we started doing soft food mixtures, and he liked those better, and it's just something that's kind of stuck. And, you know, it kind of that couple times a day, we do the soft food with breakfast and dinner. And it's just kind of like you're making them dinner, so it's kind of nicer that way. Wow, Lotus, you finished yours too? That's impressive, pup. You showing off for the video? Wow. You're usually so slow. Must be hungry today. You need to go potty now? Post-meal potty? We just ate. No toys. Doing any toys right now. Just like with humans, you really shouldn't be doing a lot of strenuous exercise right before and especially after a meal. German Shepherds in particular, their stomach can do this weird thing where it like flips, and so if your dog ever starts acting really weird right after eating, get to a vet hospital immediately. We definitely take it easy before and leading up to meals. So that's why sometimes meals can be a little bit longer too. If for some reason we go to the park later or earlier or whatever, and we get back at a meal time, you know, say we just got back at noon, well, I'm not gonna feed them right away if we've been at the park or something. We're gonna kind of chill out a little bit first. So let's talk about how much food per day. If you don't have German Shepherds or large breeds, especially large active breeds, this may be a bit of a sticker shock for you. Enzo eats 6 cups a day, plus a nominal amount of soft food mixed in. Lotus eats about 5 cups a day. He was doing 6 as well. I've recently, just over the last couple weeks, started slowing that down. German Shepherds typically will regulate themselves, so they don't overeat. They're not goldfish. But I kept noticing consistently that Lotus would skip a meal, basically. Like lunch, for example, was 1 cup. He would just skip it. So I've slowly just started to lower it myself, mostly just to conserve waste. Now you may think, well, why does Lotus eat as much as Enzo, or close to it? Well, that's because Lotus is still growing. He's still a puppy. Probably be even more shocked to find out that Enzo, when he was Lotus's age, ate as much as 12 to 13 cups per day. So basically he ate what they're eating together right now. And no, I just said we're not, no, not doing, come on, we're going back inside. I was gonna let you guys hang out out here if you were calm, but if you can't be calm, Lotus. So I'm not sure what I was saying there. I think I was talking about Enzo eating more. So yeah, he was eating basically slightly more than what they both eat combined now. And that was when we were still feeding Royal Canin, which is not that Gentle Giants is cheap necessarily, but it's cheaper than Royal Canin actually. So he was going through a bag of that by himself every approximately 3 weeks. See what I mean about Lotus? Watch out, you're leaking everywhere. Oh, hi, Rally. Lastly, let's talk about meals per day. I think most vets and stuff you read say at least twice a day. Puppies should get an extra. They usually say like 3 times a day. So we got Enzo, obviously, as a puppy. He was 3 times a day. He started to get a little bit older. We switched that to twice a day. When I started working from home, I actually switched it back to 3 times a day just because I was home anyway. So it just seemed like, you know, then it was kind of like he was eating when I was eating because he gets up when I get up. I would make myself breakfast, I'd make him breakfast. And then when I'd have lunch, I'd make him lunch. And it just kind of made sense that way. And then when we got Lotus, it fit right in because we were already doing 3 times a day. The more I kind of read about it and just kind of thinking about it, more smaller meals is better than fewer larger meals. Get as many as 6 meals a day. Now, to be completely honest, I rarely actually feed them 6 times a day. It's usually more like 4. But if I do feed them 6 times, it's 6 a.m., 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and then like 8 p.m. What is more accurate and like what I'm doing today, 6 a.m. Oh, actually today we were really late on breakfast because we went before the humidity. And so, anyways, 6 a.m., noon, 3 p.m. we'll feed again, although Lotus has a vet appointment at 3:30, so we'll probably actually do it more like 2 here, probably like another hour and a half we'll do that meal. So 6 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. If I know I'm going to be home, if I know it's going to be one of these days where I'm not leaving the house at all, it tends to be more in the winter to where I just know like I'm not leaving the house today, then I'll do more meals. The good thing about doing that many meals too is you can change it up if needed. So like today, you know, Lotus is going to have a vet appointment and we went to the park late. Well, we went early, but it caused breakfast to be late. So they got breakfast a little bit later, which I don't actually like that because it's been several hours since they had dinner, but it happens sometimes. Generally speaking, if I gotta make their meals alter, I generally like to do it sooner rather than later. That way they're not hungry. You know, if they're hungry, then they're more stressed, and more stress over time equals shorter lifespan. Lotus, you were gonna go try to eat Rally's food? You still do that sometimes. Yeah. Now, if you're somebody who works all day, obviously feeding, you know, 6 times a day, even for me at home, is kind of a bit... What did you just grab out of the air? Was that a bug or something? If you're somebody who works like a 9 to 5, but you're up, you know, maybe you feed them at 6, and then maybe you feed them at right before you go to work, and then maybe you feed them right when you get home, and then you wait a couple more hours and you feed them again or something. So you could really work it in to where you feed them 4+ times a day. Relax. That's going to do it for this video. I've yet to make myself lunch. Enzo he's snoozing. Oh, man. Definitely comment below. Let me know what you feed your pups. Let me know your schedule, you know, how often you feed them, things like that. If you have any other questions or anything about it and you want to comment below, definitely do that. Be happy to answer. Other than that, appreciate you guys as always. Subscribe for more Lotus and Enzo content. You got the vocals? You got something to say to the camera? Subscribe to their channel for more Enzo and Lotus content. Their Instagram is the same, that Enzo and Lotus. As I mentioned, Lotus is going to the vet here in a couple hours. That video will actually appear on my channel because that's going to be more of a vlog. But if you want to see that video, you certainly can. You can subscribe to my channel or watch them. I'll link those as well. Other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow. Or, well, if you watch my channel, I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry. This channel every Friday. Want to say bye? Lotus? Lotus? You going to say bye? Come here. Come say bye. Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. You're not going to come say bye? Well, come on. Come here. It's just like, I'll come here. I'm already here. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.